Jack, the son of the late Senator Edward Kennedy, wants people to stop calling Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump crazy. The former Democratic congressman wrote in a Washington Post op-ed that the label is demeaning to all of those who suffer in this country from mental illness. It's very, very important to discuss. He is a longtime mental health advocate. He is also the co-author of a book, A Common Struggle, a personal journey through the past and future of mental illness and addiction. Thank you for being with me, sir. I know you're in Martha's Vineyard, where later tonight you will host a community fundraiser talking about your own personal battle with illness and addiction. So thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Walk me through your argument here. You say, do not use this word, no matter how much you may not like a candidate, no matter how much you might think what they say is preposterous, do not use the word crazy.
Well, first, I think there's plenty of things that we can attack Donald Trump with. We can tell people about even how leading Republican economists say that his proposals will cost 3.5 million jobs and put us into a recession. That's Mark Zandi, a Republican advisor to John McCain. We could talk about his demeaning rhetoric to people camp, in this country.
To be clear.
Could say all kinds of demeaning rhetoric about other people in this country simply because of sexual orientation, race, color, creed, religion. I just don't think we ought to be joining in and stooping to that level by joining in this debasing of the American experience, where we're now losing what it is to be Americans in this debate, where we debate issues, we debate ideas, and instead we become no better than the person we're attacking in Donald Trump by being schoolyard bullies and calling people names. I just don't think it enhances what we want for our country, especially if what we want from our country is more than what Donald Trump is offering. Why we would ever adopt his mode of attack and use it against him, I only think it reflects poorly on ourselves. For those of us who do not want to end up becoming part of his whole, spiel of demeaning other people in order to get ahead, winners and losers. That's not what America's about, and I don't know why we would want to join in that kind of attack. And I've never heard the word crazy uttered with compassion. It's just a demeaning word.
Well, Congressman,
my cousin Tim Shriver led the effort to end the use of retarded for people who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. Right. My Aunt Eunice Kennedy Shriver started Special Olympics on the premise that we would honor people's dignity and humanity. You don't honor people's dignity and humanity when you call names, even if they're Donald Trump, and even if we don't like Donald Trump. That doesn't advance what we're all about, which is our common humanity. Whether you're a person who suffers, as I do, from a mental illness or addiction, or whether you're a person who is also marginalized in this country because of race, color, or creed. We're all in this as Americans, and we shouldn't be putting one another down, no matter what the difference amongst us is.
You write in your op-ed, when that language is commonplace, it becomes that much harder for those experiencing mental illness to openly seek treatment that works. You're talking about not only the partisan bickering and name-calling and finger-pointing, you're talking about a real material impact on those who need the most help.
Well, it's also about insurance companies continuing to impose really onerous medical management decisions, i.e., pre-authorization for someone with a mental illness or addiction, which you would never impose on someone seeking care for heart disease or for cancer or for diabetes. And you know what? Insurance companies get away with it. Other people get away with it. Why? Because we've so demeaned the person suffering from this illness that no one cares about their rights. And that's what's so wrong about the Donald Trump campaign, is he couldn't care less about real people. And yet we end up joining that inadvertently when we attack him as being, quote unquote, crazy. That just does not enhance our status as Americans when we're trying to make a case not against Donald Trump but against his vision for America, which is not enhanced when we resort to this kind of name calling that, frankly, Michelle Obama spoke so eloquently about when she said, we need to take the high road here. Leave the schoolyard bullying to Donald Trump. That seems to be his expertise.
Congressman Kennedy, I wish we had more time, but I would point people to your opinion piece in the Washington Post. Thank you for being with me today.
I'm so grateful to have me on. Thank you for